Hey guys, it's Scan at GLHF TV. In a complete surprise, not only were major changes to Symmetra announced today in Overwatch, but the changes were actually implemented in the PTR servers. So we are able to get online and test these out right away. I unfortunately don't have a ton of time to go and see exactly what everything is down to the perfect minuscule kind of study that I like to do with characters in Overwatch, but I do want to give my initial thoughts and reactions to what I feel is a really great overhaul of this hero. Let's start with her primary fire. Her primary fire, which locks onto enemies and becomes more powerful the longer you are locked onto the enemy, used to have a maximum range of 5 meters, so very close range as a weapon, and it has seen a slight buff here to about, if I can tell using the ground here, 7 or 8 meters now, or somewhere in between, 7.5 meters. It's significant. It's a pretty significant buff to the range of the attack. And we all know how dangerous the combination of Symmetra and a Nano Boost ult can be, and any added range to that is something that is going to make her just that little extra bit deadly. She's been given 2 new abilities and lost an ability. She can no longer, on the fly, give your team shields. Instead now, she has a new barrier ability called Photon Barrier. Photon Barrier now takes place of E on your commands. And this thing is big. It's a giant barrier, Reinhardt pretty much sized barrier that moves forward with the character. Well, it moves forward always, but as you can see here, it moves at Symmetra's walking speed. Now, I'm not quite sure how much health this barrier has, but I do know it lasts infinitely so far as distance is concerned, which surprises me. I kind of expected it to fizzle out at some point as it was moving along, but it doesn't. The only ways it's going to disappear are if it's destroyed, which I don't know how much health it has yet. We're going to have to do a little bit of experimenting there, or if it runs directly into a wall or pillar. It can move up and down stairs a little bit, but that up and down movement changes its trajectory permanently. So if it goes up some stairs, it's going to continue at that angle and just sail off into the distance, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Symmetra's turrets also saw a bit of a tweak. She now starts with all 6 of her turrets charged fully, so the moment a match begins, if you need to go out and set up turrets on defense, you can right away. And the recharge time per turret was reduced by 2 seconds each, meaning 36 seconds to get all 3 of those turrets. It now takes 10 seconds per turret, meaning you can get all of your turrets back in just 1 minute. Now, if you lose a defensive point like early on Kings or on Anubis, losing those turrets and losing that point doesn't immediately make her feel useless anymore. Last and not least, she is now the only character in the game to have 2 ultimates. Effectively, her teleporter is unchanged, minus one big thing. The teleporter used to have 200 flat health. Now it has a total of 400 health, with 350 of that health being made up of shields. And that's huge. That means it's going to be way more difficult for someone to just pop around a corner and take out this thing as quickly as they can, because unless they do more than 350 damage to it before being taken out while trying to kill the teleporter, they're effectively not doing any damage to the teleporter. However, remember earlier how I said you can't give shields on the fly anymore? That's because she now has a second ultimate, which is a shield generator. I'm not sure exactly what the range of this thing is, but I do know it gives you 75 more shield for every character in the range. As long as you're in range, the shields are going to be recharging, and it works through walls. You do not need to be in line of sight for this thing to work. And in a defensive stance situation where you need to hold that point to capture that point at the last second, this thing is going to be huge. It's going to be so good. I also don't know how much health it had, but again, there's a lot of detail that everyone's going to be working out in the next few days. She's been on the servers for about an hour right now. A lot more to figure out, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out there to you guys and just say, if you've never played as Symmetra before, guess what? get used to seeing her a lot more and get used to probably practicing as her, because she's now a really viable support character. She's like a support defense hybrid who still somehow has offensive capabilities. She's just I'm really excited to see how she's going to fit into the dynamic of the game now. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been Scanned with GLHF TV.